Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. And today, yes, NeoFly once again have put out a major update, and the biggest thing out of that update is the fact they've introduced trading into the platform, and that's what I'm going to cover off today. Also, before I get into it, a reminder that this weekend, the 5th of December 2020, so if you're watching this in the future, this doesn't apply, but this weekend at 17:30 GMT, come and join me for a group flight. It's the World Food Program flight that NeoLord and the team have put together to support that fantastic cause. Check out my last video that I did. I'll put a link down in the description with all the details. If you do donate some money, you'll get a cool livery for the Cessna 208, and you'll get access to the humanitarian mission. So if you haven't done that, maybe go and check that out, and you're most welcome to come and jump on my stream at 17:30 GMT this Saturday, 5th of December. And yeah, we'll have a great group flight. Also a reminder, as you know, as always, down below the like button, please smash that. It's really great for engagement on the channel. The YouTube algorithm loves it. And remember, if you're new, how about consider subscribing? It costs nothing at all except just a little bit of self-respect. Anyway, with all that said, here we go in the NeoFly app. And like I said, they've introduced trading, and let me just go to that tab right now. We're going to just have a quick talk through this, and then what I'll do is I'll conduct a flight, and you can sort of see how it all works. It's really pretty straightforward. There was actually a number of things that were updated in this latest app. I'll just quickly talk through them. I'll just put a list down in the description too, so you know what they are. But basically, apart from trading, they had date refactoring, settings able to be saved, vertical speed on slope runways, estimated time of arrival for AI planes, which is great for managing your fleet. Airline missions now generate from everywhere to hubs, so that's good. Airport icons are replaced by airport info panel. I can show you that right now. You click on that, see the bottom right, you've got the information of the airport right there. And a couple other bug fixes that they went ahead and did. So that was really fantastic. So here we go, trading. I'm in the trading screen right here. And as you can see, you've got a bunch of different products that you can buy. And then you can transport them to another airport and sell them. Now, not every airport buys all products, and not all airports sell all products. So what you're going to need to do is make sure that any goods that you buy are able to be sold at the airport that you're going to. Now, what you can do is you can get your AI pilots to fly these trading flights too, and it's a really good way to generate income. So you can either do it yourself or get one of your pilots to do it. So what you need to do is, I've already done a little bit of research, because you're going to have to do a little bit of looking around and see who buys and sells what. Now you can do a separate mission and then add, if you've got cargo space, you can add in some cargo. So for example, but for this one here, I'm just going to do a straight buy some goods at this airport and sell them at another. One thing to take into account is making sure you take a look at your details of your aircraft right here, understand the max payload, so including the pilots, the fuel, and then whatever space you've got left over after you allocate any missions that you're doing. You've got to make sure you've got enough space to transport those goods. So here we go right here, and I mean, it's all pretty self-explanatory. If you hover over the little icons, you can see the type or the good that they're talking about. That's a computer, and the type is normal goods, no request. You've got some which are perishable goods, and number of is the time to live in an hour. And so time to live, see right there, so you've got to make sure you've got a bit more time pressure for those sorts of ones. And what this shows here is a price per unit. So for each TV, or each computer I should say, it's 865, how much they weigh, and then how much quantity are available to buy at the airport. So what you do is, you want to buy them, you just put this little slider up. It will tell you how many you're buying, what the cost is going to be, and what the weight is, and that's the key thing right there. You press the buy button. So in this one here, like I said, I've done a little bit of research. So I know that we're right here in High River in Alberta in Canada. And so I know that whiskey, for example, you can buy it here. And I know that just up the road here at Calgary International, CYYC, they buy whiskey. And so I'm just going to pick up a little bit of whiskey here. I'm not going to drink it this time. If you watch my streams, you know that I have a few beers sometimes. But I'm actually going to do this one sober. So that's going to be a treat for the passengers, isn't it? And so I'll go ahead and buy some whiskey, and then we'll transport it up to Calgary and go and sell it there. I've actually found that there's quite a decent amount of coin to be made by doing this, particularly if you can maximize your cargo space. So what I'll do though is, here we go right here. Notice that it's a sensitive good. Therefore, I've got to land at less than 200 feet per minute. So that's just one thing to take into account. So it's important to know the type of mission. But here we go. Whiskey. What I'm going to do is let's just look at the weight over there. I'm just going to aim for about 200. I'm just going to do a little one, then I know that it's going to fit. I could do a lot more and work out exactly how much. But this is going to be 98 bottles of whiskey. And I'm going to buy them for $14,602. So I'll go ahead and go buy. And you'll see down below there that that it's now available to for my aircraft when I transport it. So to be able to do that, I've gone and set up a flight already between these two airports in Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I'll jump in there very, very soon. But what I want to do is, obviously, you can buy as many as you like. You might just hold on to them and then just fly them around, either yourself or your pilots. Okay, a quick edit in here, everybody, because the explanation that I originally had wasn't very good. But once you've loaded up all your goods and they're down in here, basically what you do is press fly to market up the top here, and that will then start that transfer of goods flight. So you don't have to go into the missions tab. You just go into this here, press fly to the market, and then all the voice prompts that the dispatcher will give you will be related to those goods. So let's go and fly this flight now. This is future me talking about the flight that's already happened. But anyway, we're about to show you the flight and then the offloading and stuff, so I'll get onto it now. Okay, we're here in our Cessna 172, and I've put in the extra 196 pounds. You can see that I'm under my max takeoff weight, so that's all good to go. I can get rid of that screen. And then if I bring the NeoFly app across here, you can see we're all good to go. Oh, it says 2,300. The reason is because I accidentally put a 0 in, but it kept that amount, but I've put it back down to what it should have been. So that was a stupid little mistake. But anyway, all I need to do now is put the engine on, and away we go. We'll go and fly that. So I'll do a bit of a jump cut here, and we'll get this job done. Then we can see what happens at the other end. All right, we're lined up here, runway 25, and let's go through to full power. And I'll talk to you just as we do a takeoff here, and I will edit out the main cruise here, but just a couple of things that I have discovered over the last week or so. Of course, as many of you know, I've got the honeycomb yoke, and I've been having a lot of issues with it. By the way, I've got rudder pedals now too, and I can't keep it on the center line. But anyway, let's just start to ease back a little bit, and we're getting a little bit of... Oh, that wind's really grabbing us there. But as you can see, a much, much smoother... I need a bit of... Let's get the rudder right here. We'll put the nose down. But as you can see, a much smoother takeoff for me right there. And that's the fact that I finally fixed the issues with my honeycomb yoke that I was having. And the end answer was it had absolutely nothing to do with the yoke whatsoever, which it was something that I suspected. Actually, what was the issue was, if you saw some of my other videos, is that I was porpoising up and down. So I'll just quickly demonstrate it. It's sort of like doing this, but really a lot more violent, causing me to either crash or have extremely bad landings and takeoffs. And what I actually found was that the other controllers that I had plugged in, for example, I've got my Xbox controller plugged in to use with the drone camera, and to control the drone camera. But also, when you plug in the controller, it also maps the control surfaces. So that was conflicting with my honeycomb yoke. So while my honeycomb yoke was saying, hey, let's pitch up and start climbing, my Xbox controller was at the neutral position saying, hey, no, let's bring it back down to neutral. So that's what was causing that bouncing effect. And so once I cleared all the controllers that I have, I cleared all the commands or the settings for the bindings, I should say, for the control surfaces. It fixed it instantly. So thanks to everybody on the stream that helped me with that, because man, that was frustrating. I was starting to think that I was a terrible pilot. Well, I am a terrible pilot, but I'm not as terrible as perhaps what I thought. Anyway, everybody, I thought I'd just let you know about that in case you're having a similar issue. I'm going to make my way. I'll join you on the final approach. We'll check out whether I can do a smooth landing, and then we'll offload and sell these goods, and you can see how the trading works. So I'll catch you really, really soon. All right, welcome back, everybody. And as you can see, we're slipping in here to Calgary International. So hopefully we can get a smooth landing here. We've got a very strong crosswind coming from the right-hand side there. You can kind of see how we're crabbing into the runway. So it should be interesting whether we can land nice and smoothly here. So far, so good. We're looking just to crab it up. I'm going to just extend down the runway here, not looking for the markers. And let's just cut that power. Coming down. Let's start our flare. A bit of left rudder. Oh, we are ballooning a bit. We're not going to land on the center line, but let's Just hold it off. Hold it off. Hold it off. Oh, that was a bit...
Welcome to our new base.
Okay. We took the aerobatic exit from the runway right there. We got a lot of lift under that wing, just pushed us way to the right. But anyway, that was look. The landing was smooth, but it wasn't straight. I should have really checked the wind. Very, very strong crosswind there. I should have landed on one of the other runways. But anyway, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go and park up, and then let's go and check out the NeoFly app and sort out these goods. Alright everybody, here we are on the trading page for CYYC, which is Calgary International, and we've run up against a problem. As you can see, here goes the goods here with this little symbol here. These are the goods that you can sell at this airport, but whiskey isn't on the list. Someone must have gone ahead and sold the limit. These numbers right here, the quantity, that's how many... basically the demand. So once that's filled up, it drops off the list. So between me picking up the whiskey and then looking to drop it off here at Calgary, it's there's no demand anymore. So I've now got to find somewhere else to sell the whiskey. So this is a little complication that you can come up against. I've done a little bit of research, and CFM8, which is McLeod, Fort McLeod, they have got a demand of 1,778. So I'm going to make my way down there and sell that, and I'll do a real quick jump cut once I've done that flight and just show you what happens when you do sell it. Okay, we've made it here to Fort McLeod, and as you can see, they do have a demand for whiskey still, which is great. And here goes my whiskey that I have on board sitting right here. So all I do is grab the slider, put it right up to sell, all 98, and I get an income of 17,248. So I go ahead and press sell, and that is done and dusted. So if we go into our balance tab right here, you'll see that the whiskey was sold for 17,248. I bought it for 14,602. So about a $2,500 profit right there. So certainly some money to be made. I did have a very light load there. I certainly had room for more. So as you can see, you can pretty quickly earn some money. Making sure that you check the supply, that there's a plenty of demand for your supply, basically. But anyway, there it goes, everybody. Another great update by NeoFly. Hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to smash the like button down below, subscribe if you are new, and until next time, everybody, take it easy.